Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist newsreel on Phật Sự Online channel. Hereafter, we present 5 major Buddhist activities of the week. Official letter in response to Prime Minister's message on planting 1 billion trees for a green land of Vietnam. Notification, strictly continuous implementation of regulations for COVID-19 epidemic prevention in festivities months of Lunar New Year. Ho Chi Minh City Administrative Council's most venerable chairman visits the editorial board of Buddhist Cultural Magazine and Phật Sự Online office in Lunar New Year. Davin Spring Rice Grants for Disadvantaged People. TIòng NG, Nam An Pagoda gives 3 gifts to disadvantaged people at the beginnings of the Lunar New Year. And following are the news in details.
Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council Official Letter Number 38/HDTS-VP1 referring to the Prime Minister's message on planting 1 billion trees for a green land of Vietnam, Socialist Republic of Vietnam, Independence, Freedom, Happiness, Hanoi, the 22nd of February 2021. For the attention of Central Sections and Institutes, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Boards of Provinces and Cities, Pagodas, Monasteries, Buddhist Educational Institutions, in order to implement the program of Buddhist activities in the effort of environmental protection and climate change response of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, responding to the message of the Prime Minister to plant 1 billion trees for a green land of Vietnam in Directive Number 45/CT-TTG dated the 31st of December 2020 on organizing the tree planting Lunar New Year's movement and strengthening the forest protection and afforestation promptly in the beginning of 2021. The standing section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council calls for monks and nuns of the Central Sections and Institutes, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Boards in provinces and cities, pagodas, monasteries, Buddhist educational institutions to organize the movement Tree Planting Lunar New Year for tree protection and afforestation in defiance of the impact of global climate change, extreme weather phenomena causing severe consequences to the lives and properties of the people, so that it can practically contribute to national building and sustainable development. You are, from the Central Sections and Institutes, Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Board in provinces and cities, Buddhist pagodas, monasteries, and other educational Buddhist institutions, possibly expected to join this movement. Best regards. On behalf of the Standing Section, Chairman, signed and sealed, Most Venerable TIòng NG.
Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council Official Letter Number 037 HDTS VP1 referring to the strictly implemented regulations for COVID-19 epidemic prevention during the Spring Festival month of Lunar New Year. Socialist Republic of Vietnam, Independence, Freedom, Happiness. Hanoi, February the 20th, 2021. For the attention of VBS Administrative Boards of Provinces and Cities. At present, COVID-19 pandemic is still in havoc complicatedly in Hai Dung Province and some provinces and cities nationwide. The Ministry of Health recommends that the new strain of virus appearing in this pandemic has an infection rate 70% higher than the previous strains of SARS-CoV-2 in Vietnam. The risk of infection is very high in all localities of the country, and so it is suggested to apply the highest level of vigilance against the COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister signed Directive Number 6 CT-TTG dated February 19, 2021 on urgent implementation after the 2021 Lunar New Year holiday. the compulsory regulations over the cultural activities for prevention and control of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thus, the festival activities, group gathering must be minimized or stopped to curb the disease spreading. In fact, on the occasion of the Ox Lunar New Year, in some localities, the local authorities issue official documents to suspend religious festivals and rituals and religious worshipping establishments for prevention and control of the spread of the COVID-19. In the pagodas and Buddhist worshipping establishments, the government directives and local government regulations have been well implemented. In order to effectively carry out the prevention and control of the COVID-19 pandemic for the safety of everyone, the Standing Section of Administrative Council recommends that the VBS administrative boards of the local Buddhist Sangha to thoroughly perceive, inspect, and remind the monastery establishments to continue their strict implementation in compliance with the government's directives and the local authorities' requirements in disease prevention and control. It is to realize the content of official letter number 21 HDTS VP1 dated January the 28th, 2021 and number 30 HDTS VP1 dated February the 8th, 2021 of the Standing Section of the Administrative Council in implementing the Lunar New Year of 5K motto to ensure safety, pandemic prevention and control in the National Peace Worship Ritual during the Spring Festival of the Year of the Ox. Best regards, on behalf of the Standing Section, Vice Chairman, General Secretary, signed and sealed, Venerable Thích Đức Thiện.
On the morning of February 22nd, 2021, at the Buddhist Cultural Magazine Editorial Board Office and Phật Sự Online in Quảng Đức Giai Monastery, Ho Chi Minh City, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, Chairman of the VBS Administrative Council, visited, congratulated, and bestowed to give the guidance on the occasion of Lunar New Year of the Ox 2021.
Accompanying the Most Venerable Chairman of the Administrative Council, it was Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thông, Vice Secretary General cum Chief of Office 2, and Venerable Thích Phước Nguyên, Standing Member of the Administrative Council, Deputy Chief of Office 2. Greeting the delegation, there were Venerable Thích Phước Nghiêm, Member of the Administrative Council, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of Buddhist Culture Magazine and Phật Sự Online Channel, Venerable Thích Minh Ân, Deputy General Secretary cum Administrator of Editorial Board of Buddhist Culture Magazine, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of Phật Sự Online Channel, together with their members and staff. The Most Venerable Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council sent his Lunar New Year greetings to members of the Editorial Board of the magazine and Phật Sự Online. The Most Venerable also praised Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, Standing Member of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Permanent Deputy Editor-in-Chief and General Secretary of the Editorial of the Vietnam Buddhist Culture Magazine, Editor-in-Chief of the Phật Sự Online Channel, and Buddhist Reverend monks, and all members of the Editorial Board during the year. Though the past year 2020 operation has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, with the devotion, the leaders and all members of the Editorial Board of Buddhist Culture Magazine, as well as Phật Sự Online Channel, have completed the Buddhist service in 2020, achieved great success, great stability and development, as well as gained the confidence of the monks and nuns, Buddhists at home and abroad. The Most Venerable hope that in 2021, the Buddhist Culture Magazine and Phật Sự Online will develop more and more strongly, worthy of being the mouthpiece of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. On the occasion of the Lunar New Year of the Ox 2021, Most Venerable convey the best wishes to the Venerables and members of the Editorial Board for good health, peace, and accomplishment of all Buddhist services. On behalf of the Buddhist Culture Magazine and Phật Sự Online Channel, Venerable Thích Phước Nghiêm respectfully expressed his gratitude to the Most Venerable Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council for his concern, spending his time to visit the editorial office and having a speech at the beginning of the Lunar New Year to all the editorial board and the staff. The Most Venerable, together with all members of the editorial board, would pledge to abide by the guidance for the mandated services to be performed, following the instructions of the Reverend Most Venerable, and tried to fulfill the assigned tasks so that the Buddhist Culture magazine could thrive strongly. In the first working day of the Lunar New Year, Venerable Thích Phước Nghiêm conducted a meeting with members of the editorial board to prepare to publish the Lunar New Year issue of the Buddhist Culture magazine and deploy a plan for successful operation in 2021.
Authorized by Venerable Thích Trí Huệ, Head of External Charity and International Relations Section, the Abbot of Pháp Tạng Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, Buddhist layperson Huệ Ngọc Nhã, the member of subsection, leader of the volunteer group, Universal Compassion and Enlightenment to Link the Loves, in association with Most Venerable Thích Huệ Pháp, the Abbot of Phước Hòa Pagoda, and the leader of the communal authority, organized the program Spring Rice Grains to give gifts to the lonely, elderly, and disadvantaged people in TIểng NG District, Trà Vinh Province.
Each gift includes essential necessities, mouthpiece mask, Great Compassion Dharani Bring script, and 200,000 Vietnam Dong in cash. The total value of the gifts is 25 million Vietnam Dong. After that, the charity team continued to visit 12 patients who are being treated at Trà Vinh General Hospital. The gift given to each was worth 500,000 Vietnam Dong and a home mantra player. The group also supported 2 disadvantaged households with 1.2 million Vietnam Dong. The total amount of charity money is over 10 million Vietnam Dong. Besides, the sponsor also visited 19 lonely old persons and offered 500,000 Vietnam Dong to each. At the same time, the group also supported 2 million Vietnam Dong for the household with extremely difficult circumstances. The total amount of support for these households is nearly 12 million Vietnam Dong. On the 30th of that, the team continued the offerings of 20 gifts to poor families. Each gift is worth 700,000 Vietnam Dong and cash down of 200,000 Vietnam Dong. Thus, the total amount for the program's Spring Rice Grants is nearly 61 million Vietnam Dong. The gifts were modest but warmed by the desire for people to enjoy the Spring Festival together with the Lunar New Year.
In order to share difficulties with the poor people during the complicated COVID-19 pandemic, Master Nên Thích Nữ Như Nguyên, member of the Administrative Board, Vice Head of the Buddhist Social Charity Section of TIểng Province, the Abbot of Nam An Pagoda, mobilized donors to support rice and essential necessities to give the poor people on the occasion of the Lunar New Year, the Year of the Ox.
The charity program was spaced into several rounds, and on the 20th of February 2021, Master Nên Thích Nữ Như Nguyên gave 100 gifts to the poor, people infected with Agent Orange, and the disabled in Châu Thành District. The total amount of these gifts is 35 million Vietnamese dong. Before that, on the 15th of February 2021, the nun also gave 100 gifts to the people with disabilities and local families with difficult circumstances. The total amount for this charity is 30 million Vietnamese dong. Thus, the total cost of the 2 charities is 75 million Vietnamese dong. Master Nên Thích Nữ Như Nguyên thanked the donors for helping the Nam An Pagoda in its effort to share difficulties with the poor people. At the same time, the nun sent her best wishes to all donors and the people to welcome a peaceful, prosperous, and wonderfully successful Lunar New Year.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has started this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on psotv channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.